Sherry and I love talking soils. It's something that we care the most about. When it comes to figuring out solutions to plant health, we always kind of go back to the soil.
Right.
Sherry brought a great example of mulch to compost. What exactly do we have here?
So here we have a very coarse ground mulch.
I can see the chunks, big chunks, less fine things.
Right. Still a really good product, but chunky. And here is a more finely ground
Definitely.
mulch.
Probably more aged too, right?
More aged, and you can see the darker color from the aging process.
Absolutely.
And then we get into more compost. So
different compost from different kind of makers.
yes, absolutely. And you can kind of see the progression of the color. So this one's probably aged maybe a year or so.
Yeah.
And then these two right here aged a little bit longer, this one being 2 years.
And you know that really because of the color.
Right.
Because that color represents kind of some of the acids that are released, mostly humic acid.
Right, and
which is
fulvic acid.
great for, both of them are great for soil life.
Yeah. And that's what gives it that dark color. So when you're looking at compost, you want something dark and rich.
Yeah, definitely. So what would you, this one is the darkest and seems to be the most broken down. What would you
Right.
use it for?
I use this to top dress my lawn with. I use it anytime I replant my flower beds. But it is great for that lawn purpose because there's no big chunks in it.
That's awesome.
And that puts all the good nutrients and microbes back into the
Cascades
soil.
down to the soil level.
Absolutely.
They make a little bit bigger version of this that can be a really great mulch in replacement of black mulch
Right.
because it is so dark.
It's got a little more body to it, bigger pieces, but it has that dark color still.
That's
so
awesome.
for the black mulch users, which is a big no-no, you could get away with using a compost, an aged compost as a mulch.
That's awesome. And so compost is a great way to top off your lawn. I use them all the time in my veggie beds. I pretty much plant in straight compost and let it become soil.
Right.
The two interact. Well, this is cool. What a cool thing to see this transition. Now, what would you use this mulch for?
I would mulch my beds with it after I replant stuff, but it won't stick around as long as something that is a little bit more coarse. So if you like the look of mulch to stick around, then I would go with something a little more coarse like this.
Awesome.
Yep.
Well, that's great. Thanks so much.
Thanks.
For more on soils and mulches, go to homeshowgardenpros.com.